Well, you're the one that put it there.
I beg to differ, sir.
No, I'm going to clear it off the table. You use the table.
All
It
right.
says we're live.
Yeah, it lies. If you would like to keep the heater running,
Yeah.
also the rain off our heads, and well, basically coffee because coffee. Donate here. Every little bit helps for the coffee fund.
Yeah.
Speaking of coffee fund, if you like coffee, and quite honestly, who doesn't? King Harvest Imperial Coffees. Go here. Remembering that we've done a anthology with them, with a second one possibly in the works. Possibly in the works. Be sure you squee over them, tell them how much you love the coffee anthology, and then let them know you heard about the coffees from us. Maybe they'll send us more. Smartass t-shirts. tinyurl.com/among the leaves tees. Smartass t-shirts coming out the wazoo.
Hello, all. I'm sorry. I'm broke. I'm grumpy. I hurt. Last night was not a pleasant experience. About 1 o'clock in the morning, the humidity went up, the pressure went up, and I went, I've got a crick in my neck. I've got a screwed up wrist. My back is killing me, and I've got a headache. So other than that,
I woke up when the world was hard edged. It's hard to explain. You look at the world, it looks hard edged. It's hard to explain. And I had a weird body feeling, which usually means I'm about to throw a stroke in my eye again. So far, it hasn't happened. So we're going to call it good.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to.
So other than that, Ms. Lincoln, how was the play? Well,
been a good weekend, actually.
Yeah. Other than the fact that I forgot it was a friggin' holiday yesterday. So I drive into town to the bank, which is closed. I go to pay my water bill, and the city is closed. And it was like, I'm driving in circles for absolutely no friggin' reason.
We had...
and we've got 83% humidity and 80 degrees. And I walked out and smoked a cigarette this morning and went, damn, maybe I need to go back in and put on long pants.
Right. Barometric pressure right now is 30.15. Ow.
Yeah.
We actually had a pretty good weekend. Mike Burke came down for a General Mayhem. I was going to say a surgery session, but General Mayhem works too. Lisa Moore popped over and helped out, and Jim was in and out feeding everybody.
Yeah.
So
good for something.
Yeah, plotting was done as far as Raconteur Press goes. It was a good weekend, and the burrs are here, as I said last time, and the temperature fell off a table.
Yeah,
it's
Labor Day does not apply if you're retired. That is true. Speaking of books, we do have some advertising to do.
We do?
Yes.
Oh, Peter Nealon's got one out. Yay!
Peter Nealon has got a new one out called Spheres of Influence. This is also the start of a new series.
Oh, well.
And it's Mill SF.
Well done, Peter.
Yeah. Also, Pam Uphoff has a new one out called Best Enemies.
That's the cover.
And Chronicles of the Fall. And last but not least, Steam Rising, the latest Raconteur Press.
Yes. Y'all may have noticed we've been doing one a week.
Yeah,
big Jim is in big ones coming out. I just realized that might not have been the best title we could come up with.
Hey, there's a bunch of big egos on the cover, so we're good. So. No, there's some really good stories in there.
We've got big ones. Is yep.
Dan Kemp,
yeah. The big ones is going to be good, and then we're going to take a couple weeks break.
Yeah.
Before the next one comes out.
So we're going to take a week off and then do another one. So.
Yeah,
I've been correct.
80 degrees actually felt cool this morning.
Yeah. Well, it's 74 right now. It's gone from 104 this time last week to 70, a 30-degree drop.
Yeah.
That makes things chilly.
Yeah. Yeah, Jono's cracking the whip is right.
I get really confused on the dates because, quite honestly, sometimes they change. Um, I forgot we were doing back to back to back this time.
Yeah. And we did the anthology release, so we're like, wow.
Uh,
In case you're worried, two things: KDP, Amazon. July is when Amazon works on updating their crap.
Yeah.
And they balked at this time. They balked the reporting software. Um, so we're getting odd odd rankings. So don't panic about it. They'll straighten up. They'll straighten up sooner or later.
well, it's not just y'all; it's everybody.
No, it's across the board.
Yeah.
Everybody on Amazon, their rankings are balked because Amazon has
They've changed something
Screwed
in
the
their
pooch
algorithm,
somewhere.
and we don't know what.
It's the annual summer, let's break everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
annual summer. Let's break everything in Amazon, and they did
The interns are getting ready to go back to college.
probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that what it is?
So if you're worried about the rankings, don't. They'll be fuckle paid until Amazon pulls his head out and fixes stuff, and which will probably be September or October. They'll get it fixed. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Eventually,
You'll still be getting paid because people buying will still be registered. It's just
Yeah.
it'll be fine. I'd like to congratulate the Dragon Award winners.
Yeah.
From Sunday. I still have a case of the Acid Dragon, and I'm going to for a while. But the folks that won, bless them, good on them. With that in mind, if you're going to be mad at the Dragon Award, be mad for the proper reason. Seriously, be mad because they're institutionally incompetent. Don't be mad over made up conspiracy theories. When you only have $7,000, when you only have 7,000 people voting
Yeah.
in something that big, that doesn't need to be conspiracy theory.
I voted.
Yeah.
None of the ones that I voted for got anything,
It
but I
happens.
voted.
It happens.
Yeah.
People are all up in arms because John Scalzi and Chuck Wendig won.
Yeah.
Their publishers don't have to do anything when only 7,000 people bother to vote.
Yeah.
If you want to change it, get your friends together and vote next time.
Yeah.
Jim and I were talking Monday.
Yeah.
Monday. Was it Monday? Sunday? When you only have 7,000 people voting and most authors have a Facebook fan group with 3 times that number.
Yeah.
Get your people to fucking vote.
Yeah.
That's enough on that. Congratulations to those who won. I still have a case of the ass at the awards, but not the people that won them.
PSA, while I'm thinking about it.
Prostrate specific.
No.
Oh, okay.
Public service announcement.
Okay.
If you own one of the new Ford Broncos, for God's sakes, check your recall list. Apparently, they are having major engine problems with some of those engines in the Broncos, including breaking valve stems off. So if you own a new Bronco, check your recall list, folks. It's all years of the new ones, Liz. All years. 2021, 22. Yeah.
Ian, why do you drive Toyotas?
Yeah. Yeah. And Michael, I would check on that because it's probably the same engine.
It's always the same engine.
Yeah.
These days, it's
Uh,
why do you and Rita drive Toyotas?
the other thing, we had an interesting chat yesterday.
Which one?
Talking about, I got poked about how I could possibly write short stories, novellas, and novels by one of the young editors for Rack Press. And I did my best to explain it. And of course, after we left and I got home last night, I thought of probably the best anthology I could come up with. Is a short story is like the artwork you get at the fair, where they do your portrait. It's broad strokes, it's quick, it's dirty,
But you still get the point.
but you still get the point. A novella is kind of like a graphic novel. You get to see some of the background, you get to see some of the colors, you get to see some of the interactions, the caricature. Thank you, Cedar. And a novel is like a painting.
Hey,
You see all the details.
Everything.
Yeah, everything is
it's
there.
not a bad. It's not a bad. Not a bad analogy. I like that.
So yes, it's not everybody. Yeah, Tom, you've got a few more than the 8 crayons. You're not a Marine.
No, if you were in Marine, you'd have 4 crayons because
Yeah.
you'd eat another 60.
It is very different styles, yes. And that was what I was trying to get across to her. Is it's, not everybody that writes novels can write a short story.
Well, and which blew my mind, but I'm learning is more the case than not.
Yeah.
John Van Stry is a hell of a novelist. He really is. He struggles on short stories.
Yeah.
Now he can do a short story, but he's so used to doing novels.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times he started a short story for us and wound up as a start of a series of novels.
Wolfhounds
Yeah, Wolfhounds started out
was supposed to be a short story for Tales Around the Supper Table.
and wound up as the first novel in a series of novels.
Yeah, some of the EcoBoost early trucks were good, but yeah, since then they've kind of gone downhill. But the other thing is, it's an entirely different writing mentality, I guess.
And
I
skill
would say.
set. And
Yeah.
skill set, quite honestly.
Well, yeah, that too.
When you
because-
know you've got 80,000 words
Yeah.
to set the backdrop of the story, set the
depth
rise
of
the
characters,
story.
yeah.
That's a totally different than you've got 5,000 words, get it across.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably the key point, is the ability to pick those important pieces. Pick those important pieces out and write the story. You don't worry about the other stuff.
Mine just went off too.
Yeah. Somebody stole a black convertible, 1960s convertible. Short stories. Some people find short stories easier to write because
Say the name, smell the sulfur.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
Yeah. And there goes John. Prune, 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 and you're at 50K. Yeah. That's a good point, Tom. Short stories are impressionism. Novels are realistic portraiture.
Yeah, like I said, when you got 80 to 120,000 words,
Yeah.
to fill out your world and add pickles on that burger.
Yeah.
It's totally different than you got 5,000 words, get the story across. A whole different skill set. Now, there are plenty of folks who do both.
Yeah.
John's one of them. When John doesn't let his short stories get away from him, he
Yeah.
turns out a hell of a short story. Larry Cray is good. He
Yeah.
can turn out a hell of a short story. Jim Butcher can do the same thing. But there's other folks that just can't. It's a different skill set.
Yeah.
And that's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with. I think everybody should try short stories.
Yeah.
Because it definitely hones the knife of your toolbox.
Well, the 50-word challenge.
50-word challenge is an excellent example. The number of people that stopped us and told us how much they learned from just doing those little 50-word challenges. We had a lot of people stop and say, "You have no idea how much I learned." I do.
Yeah, RK, I understand. You've got more important things to do than write a short story.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we'll get through it. Brandon Sanderson, yeah. His short stories are 150,000 words.
David Weber.
Yeah. David Weber ordering pizza. The thing is, well, the short story, it's got to be action of some type. And it's got to be broad brush because you don't have the time to do the character development. In the story that's coming out in the big ones, it's about a submariner, a torpedoman. And the complete description of him is he stinks, he's skinny, and he's black Irish. That's the description of the character.
I find that I tend to use, and people, I'm fixing to use a forbidden word, trademark. I find that I tend to use a lot more stereotypes when I write my shorts because the people, when you stereotype, people fill in the blanks already.
Yeah.
I mean, when you start a stereotype, they've already got half the painting done.
Yeah.
And I don't, that's stuff I don't have to add. I just have to add the sprinkles on that and then drive on.
I think the classic example for anybody that, and bless your soul if you actually did it, read The Wheel of Time.
I haven't.
Robert Jordan would spend 5 and 6 and sometimes 7 pages writing details. I mean, the color of the curtains.
He also overuses phrases.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yes.
Now, in the 90s, I found some Conan. Conan. There was a Conan series that 3 or 4 authors were doing, and Jordan was one of them.
Yeah.
And I loved Robert Jordan's Conan, the basically novellas.
Yeah.
I loved him. And I went into Wheel of Time thinking I was going to love him as much as I did his, because the Conan novellas are short, choppy, great, blood, guts, bimbo, fantastic, all I needed. And then I started Wheel of Time, and it shames me that I've read more of A Song of Ice and Fire than I have Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. One of his pet phrases that just sets my teeth on edge, and if Wayne's on here, he's fixing to sound off, is his sword moved faster than the eye could follow, which is great the first 12 to 20 times.
Yeah. The next 400.
Next 400, God damn it. And then describing that one blade of grass in the field.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, Weber's Norfressa series is also fantastic. The Balzero series, yes. Very good.
No.
It's always cut and paste. That, and John's point is excellent. There are literally authors that have been called out in the last couple of years, especially in the romance category, because what people have found is that they have literally gone back into a previous novel, done global changes on the character names and the settings.
Yep.
And republished the same novel.
Well, that's not exactly. I'm losing words.
Yeah.
Unique.
And a sex scene every 57 pages.
Yeah, that's not exactly unique to our current time, though.
Yeah.
Robert E. Howard was terrible. There was either Bran McMorn or Cull that he reused for a Conan story. All he did was change the names and a couple of the scenes.
Yeah.
And it's damn near dead on word for word.
Yeah.
Bran McMorn or Cull was the original one, and he reused it.
I think it was Cull.
Could have been. It wouldn't surprise me.
Because I remember reading that one.
But, and I think it was Cull. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually read the first 2 chapters of the first Game of Thrones book.
Yeah.
Which is more than I got through the Wheel of Time. And I suspect I'm like a lot of men.
Yeah.
I was seeing, at the time I tried to read it, I was seeing enough of the gritty side of life. I read for pleasure.
Yeah.
I don't need to read to remind myself of the 10,000 ways man can be inhumane to man.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was a working line officer. I saw it every day. I was field deputy. I saw people being evil to people every day.
Yeah.
I didn't need to read about it. So I walled There was telling me, this new book by George Martin's great, and I walled it.
Yeah.
It all it was vicious. It was how vicious can people be?
Yeah.
And I saw that every day. We all do.
Yeah, you don't need to go read it.
I don't need to wallow in it for pleasure.
Pat, we do appreciate the reviews you put up.
Is Papa Pat on here?
Yeah, he's here.
Oh, hey, Papa Pat.
Oh,
Yeah, there he is.
Mike's home safe.
Mike is home safe. Yay, Mike's home safe.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, until his wife gets a hold of him for what he did to the truck.
poor Mike.
Now, Sherry, he called the moment it happened. He owned it.
No, that's one of the things behind. People ask, I will go on a rant about Grimdark. I hate Grimdark.
No,
Do not send that stuff to me.
The truck got wrinkled a little bit.
No, just Finn's post had a discussion. So.
Yeah.
It's not wrinkled. It was rubbed. It was lovingly rubbed by fence posts.
Yeah. Still going to have a new door panel.
But I suspect I'm like a lot of men, at least blue collar types. I don't need to read about how bad people are to each other. I say the 100,000 ways that man is inhumane to man are not foreign to me.
No, Sir Brass. This time it won't buff out.
Go, Papa Pat's reading coffees while
That'll
drinking coffee.
Oh, I hate to think what he's going to do to my story in that one.
But no, so don't Racketeer
Pat,
Press.
I did not go into all the fucking details.
Racketeer Press is very much a reflection of me. Don't send me the 10,000 ways a story about how the man can be inhumane to man. Just don't. I did 26 years of that, and then I grew up in Africa. I've seen it all.
Yeah.
All right, don't send it to me.
Yeah, and most of the staff has seen a lot of shit too, and we just don't want to read it.
No.
Every one of the guys on my staff are vets, GWAT vets. The ladies have their own stories. If you send me a story that's titled "I'll make you my little bitch," don't. Just don't. We will make fun of you. Also, if you hear me wondering if my coin purse is a fair trade, free range, cruelty free, carbon neutral scrotum, that's another story got sent to us. Yeah, that's was everybody's expression when that one hit the inbox.
I brought y'all back free range coin purses.
We are really happy with them sending it some other place. More power to them. You'll find someplace to publish it, but not with us.
We've had a couple of the. Are you sure you meant to send it to us?
Yeah, that's a good point, Sarah. You don't ever challenge the fates by saying you've seen it all. There's always something else out there. Yeah.
And it's usually large and sticky.
Yeah. And doesn't smell good.
It doesn't smell good.
I'm getting a lot of blanks in the comments.
Carbon neutral mold suitcases.
The things we get out of the way for you guys. You can have quality reading.
Poor Chris. Chris is our latest. Chris to note. God bless him. He's no longer an intern. He's full. He's a
Well, they're still making him pick up cigarette butts because he's got the submissions inbox.
poor Chris is handling submissions inbox, and I can feel the eye twitch from here.
That's pretty epic. Kind of fun, gotta say.
Yeah, Wally, that's very true. You can write morally complex characters without having to go all the way there. Yes.
Yeah.
The problem.
Well, quite honestly, Edgar Rice Burroughs and Robert E. Howard were masters of that.
Yeah. It's almost like the state of humor today. What
It's on
passes
life
for
support.
you go back and you look at vaudeville. The physical humor. You don't see that anymore.
There's a difference between body and just
Yeah, there's, as John muttered, there's a difference between body and actual humor.
I mean, if you want morally complex or morally ambiguous characters, Mickey Spillane,
Oh, yes.
uh,
Tiger.
without going there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The man had Elmer Leonard
Oh, the Lawrence Block, Matthew Scudder novels.
Yeah.
does
Oh,
fantastic, deep dives into bad guys without going there.
more or less work harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. John said, work harder.
Don't take the cheap way.
Or you get like what I've got going with what I had threw up this morning, a character set that you still have no idea where the hell they're going.
Oh, that's Tuesday.
Yeah.
For me, that's Tuesday.
That's your entire press. Where are they going?
I told somebody.
But I'm trying to finish a damn Western here.
I told somebody that was making some inquiries. I said, you have to understand, Raconteur Press, outside of Cedar and Kristen Oat and Jonna, the rest of us have not a clue what we're actually doing. We don't. It's like, go that way. And they go, okay. And they go that way. And then I found out later, you can't do that. It's like, but damned.
Yeah.
35 books later, looks like we have.
Oh, John, yes, that's exactly on the money. The best place to do bad things is in the reader's imagination. Give a few hints, their imagination will do the rest. Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
quite honestly, their imagination will do much worse things than you could.
Yeah.
Depending on the person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And quite honestly, and I
Yeah.
was talking to Mike this weekend. It's like, quite honestly, theater people and veterans have done really well
Yeah.
for this company so far. They really have. I like working with theater folks and veterans. When I say on time, on target, every time, every target, they go,
Yeah.
It goes without saying, apparently.
Yeah, Rick, it's kind of starting that way. I don't think it's going to end that way. I was talking to somebody just yesterday who was in the process of writing a Western and had this nice sequence set up with a law and everything else. And then he did the research. The law was not enacted until 20 years later.
Oh,
It's like, oh shit.
there,
Okay, there are workarounds to things like that, folks.
there's a Australian series called Mr. In Between.
Yeah.
And it's very Australian. But there's one sequence where some bad folks are snagged up, involved with children, and they're in a basement. And the main character walks in with a shovel and shuts the door.
Yeah.
And you know what happened. Trust me, I know exactly what happened. But all he does, he walks in, there's a scream, and he shuts the door. And then credits.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, Hitchcock was a master of that.
Oh, God, yes.
But Hitchcock was a strange individual.
Well, most of them were.
Yeah.
Chris,
Speaking of writing COVID into your stories, I just beta read for Holly Chisholm's latest in her vampire series,
oh, really?
and she writes COVID into the story, and does it in such a way that it's a major player, and at the same time she takes all the shots at it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I read a review, and this somebody had written a story in 2017 or 2018 about 2020.
Yeah.
And the reviewer on Amazon was mightily pissed off because this person in 2017 forgot to mention COVID.
Yeah.
People, I just
Yes, Holly is a damn good writer. She is. She's having some physical issues, and that's kind of slowed her down. But she sent when she sent it to me. She said, "I'm starting to get my act back together."
Good.
So
Kristen Oates has put together a post that'll be going up pretty quick regarding proofreading.
Yes, that's Wednesday.
That's Wednesday's post. Yeah,
It should be
proofreading.
Wednesday, yeah.
roof treating. Yes.
Roof breeding.
Yes.
Reading.
And he mentioned that, hey, do your research. Reactor Press is PG-13, and that one simple line was brilliant, because we are, and I just never thought to put it that simply.
Yeah.
I love my folks, I really do.
Yes, definitely Holly Chisholm. Not only for her current vampire series, but Holly writes Gods and Monsters,
Mhm.
and she takes and brings the gods forward in time to the current
Oh,
times,
oh,
and ties it together with a bar that doesn't exist in time.
okay.
So you have Zeus and Odin arguing in the bar.
That would be interesting.
It is hilarious. It is absolutely freaking hilarious. Because Hyuga and Mugen decide to shit all over everybody.
Well, they're ravens. That's
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah.
They're ravens, and they're smarter than people give them credit for.
Yeah, the modern day God series is fun. Yes.
Vampires are, for me, vampires are overused.
Yeah.
I wrote Bad Night in Fallstown because, one, I was sick and tired of the urban fantasy covers. The urban fantasy covers that have a blonde with a ponytail in leather too damn tight, holding a knife behind her back, set my teeth on edge. And tattoos. They always have tattoos. So I put one of those in there. And then the vampires. Vampires are overdone.
Yeah.
So I in Bad Night Fallstown, vampires are actually a semi-sentient fungus that colonizes a corpse.
It was more fun listening to you ranting about that while you were writing. I mean, don't get me wrong, the story's good, but the rants were epic.
I just there for a while, especially in the early 2000s. Every freaking, I guess right after Anita Blake got popular, every freaking urban fantasy on the bookstore shelf,
Yeah,
had a bimbo showing too much skin in leather with a tattoo and a knife. Tom, semi-sentient fungus that animates a corpse. Sounds like my ex. When I met Tom for the first time in the paint, it was at LibertyCon, and he's walking around with a T-shirt that said, "My Jody did me a favor."
Yeah.
I laughed my ass off.
No, I didn't record any of those. I don't record anything other than this for a lot of reasons. Mainly, we're not sure when some statutes of limitations might run out or not.
When I get wound up, sometimes I say stuff that I might not oughta. Y'all heard me on here, and I pump the brakes on some of the worst stuff. When I'm just ranting to friends, I get articulate.
Yeah. Yeah, Dagmore definitely had the red hair. Yes.
I know some of them are
Yeah.
redheaded, but
Yeah.
it was every friggin'. Don't get me wrong. I like seeing a chick in a leather bikini as well as a neck straight guy. But damn it,
I just want to see her in a leather bikini after she goes in the water and it shrinks.
where was I?
Then it becomes two band-aids and a cork.
Anywho, where was I? I have just lost my train of thought. And Ian's brain resets. Yes.
I just redirected
I completely forgot what I was fixing around about.
it. Oh, chicks and chainmail. Yes.
Nope. I'm,
Sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
404 brain not found. Oh, okay. Squirrels, glow stick. Fuck. Which reminds me, I posted on Facebook some years back. Somebody sent me an actual leather and fur bikini.
Yeah.
That some leather worker, some saddle maker in West Texas had made. And I posted a picture of it because it's
That
gorgeous.
was the one Dawn found.
Was it one that Dawn
Yeah,
found? Somebody
I
sent it
think
to me.
so.
I think
Yeah.
probably Dawn. And I posted it on Facebook with a 18-year-old Ian is losing his mind right now, and 48-year-old Ian is thinking, that's what $4,000 lingerie looks like.
Yeah.
And I've lost where I was going again.
Yeah, all the Gore books. Raquel Welch. Oh yes. That poster.
That was a pleasant part of my childhood.
Yeah.
Raquel Welch is just something else. That
Raquel Welch,
Damn.
Bo Derek, and there were a couple others in there.
Sophia Loren.
Yeah.
The kid in me, the young man, thoroughly enjoyed Raquel Welch. The older gentleman thought that Sophia Loren was the bee's knees.
Yeah. Yeah, the actresses back in the day compared to the actresses today. Although I guess they're now called actors. They're all called actors.
No,
I don't know.
no. Comes from French. French is gender language.
Yeah.
Bite me. Oh my God, the Gore books. The poor librarian at Electra High School saw that I'd gone through all the Edgar Rice Burroughs and Robert E. Howards on the shelf and ordered something else. Tried to find me something else. And the Gore books were interesting for a junior in high school.
Yeah. Yes.
That old boy needed.
Back in the days when men were men and women were women. Yes.
John Gorman, I would have liked to have seen what he could have done without the kink. He was actually not a bad storyteller.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen what he could have done without the kink. Don't get me wrong. The kink is interesting.
Yeah.
And these days, back then it was pretty outre.
Yeah.
These days it's pretty vanilla, quite honestly. Having worked the sex crimes unit, the Gore books are pretty vanilla.
Yeah.
And that sounds weird coming from me.
Ringo's mother's reaction to the ghost. We'll put it behind the camera. Yeah.
The poor librarian at Electra High School she saw the covers for Edgar Rice Burroughs' Princess of Mars and Robert, and she didn't think anything of the cover for
Yeah, Ghost was definitely vanilla.
Jumpstart parts of my imagination I don't like to think about.
Yeah. Yes. No
Yeah.
comment.
Like I said, looking back now, the man could put a story together rather well. I would like to see what he could have done without the kink. And quite honest, like I said, right these days the kink seems to be fairly tame.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Oh, good point, RK. Capuchin, Claudia Cardinal, Elsa Martinelli.
Oh, Claudia Cardinal. That woman could dance.
Yeah.
She did. Woo! Anywho. Goodness.
Has a Boris Vallejo cover, must be okay for junior high readers. Uh,
Boris Vallejo and Julie Bell.
Yeah.
Ha! Wow.
I
Clyde
know.
Caldwell. Keith Parkinson.
I know of two Navy systems that got named after dancers.
That does not surprise me in the least.
Those were rather interesting.
Hell,
Yvette Mimieux. Oh God, yes, Rick.
the Olivia de
De Havilland.
Berenice. No, she's an artist. Um, Royo. The hell's his name? First name Royo.
Oh,
Luis Royo.
yeah.
Olivia de Bernetti. I forget which. Damn, for pinup art.
Yeah.
Woo. The
Vargas.
Vargas.
Yeah.
Um, the Hildebrandt brothers, the surviving Hildebrandt,
Yeah.
does some hellacious pinup. Good Lord. Mechanics everywhere
Yeah.
decorate the inside of their toolboxes with these folks' work.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you.
And the famous Michelin calendars from years ago.
The Snap-on tool calendars
Yeah.
that were in every. When you're at rigs, the engineers used to be. I don't know if they still are or not. On oil rigs, the engineers used to be in little trailers.
Yeah.
That had the back part of it was a.
Yeah.
The back part was living
And
area.
Cedar does a pretty damn good job of
No
it too.
kidding, right? The back part was a living area, and the front part was where all the equipment was. And I grew up in those things. And Snap-on tool calendars and the like were everywhere.
Yeah.
Love my Snap-on calendars, indeed.
Oh yes. You know, the thing is, if you could find those today, they would be worth a damn fortune. But if you could, they would probably have greasy paw prints all over.
Too many of them were thumbtacked to walls.
Yeah.
Hey,
Classic.
James.
Classic Playboys, yeah.
3 weeks to Pecan. We'll be there.
Yep. And Saturday is the next North Texas Troublemakers get together up here in Ichipaw.
Yep.
You're more than welcome to show up.
Bring food.
Cedar has the list of who's providing what.
It's in North Texas Troublemakers too. It's posted there.
Posted in North
North
Texas Troublemakers.
Yeah.
I knew I posted it somewhere. I couldn't remember where.
Yeah, I think he popped it into there.
Yeah.
So it's there. So
Did John Bobbitt do ads for Snap-on tools? Oh. Padre.
Yeah, every engineer shack I went into as a kid had a Snap-on girl calendar on the wall.
You know, ironically, Craftsman never did those calendars.
Not that I know of.
That's yeah. Understood, Wally.
Wally's going to BaseCon. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
yeah, he's that thing.
Hell yes.
Bobbitt had a quick disconnect installed. Ow. Well, yeah, that's true, Dagamore, the Sears summer catalog, but you know, that wasn't tool parts per se. Well, it was
Snap-on was
Yeah.
pretty ladies holding tools and not wearing a lot.
Yeah.
Which, as a young man, was infinitely fascinating.
how many boys looked at the Sears catalog and the Montgomery Ward's catalogs too back in the day.
I have to say I love the men's boxers ads. Not just young men.
Yeah. Pam Anderson on Home Improvement. Yeah, Tom, you're right. The NRA annual meeting booth babes,
I miss the booth babes.
some of which were actually very, very,
Some of the booth babes at NRA knew more about the stuff than the
Yeah.
the folks actually working the counter.
oh God, I still remember Matt and I tearing that Mustang 2 apart on the show floor.
I
in
remember
Dallas.
looking at the expression on the engineers' faces that they've been designing it, and then you two start tearing it apart.
Well, he made statements and we were going to check it.
And you did.
Yeah.
And he should not have done that.
It was the 25 people standing there going, because it was the only one.
Yep. and they field stripped it right there in front of God and
We
everybody,
did. We literally had it in pieces.
and started measuring stuff. And the engineers were like,
Well, it was not only the engineer, it was the program manager for Colt.
"Yep."
And we put it back together and yep, everything works. And we eased off.
I remember the SIG guys losing their mind over little Jen Hast.
Yes. FN, not SIG.
Oh, FN. I'm sorry. Yeah, FN. Because Jim,
Some bitches still owed me a 20-inch barrel. God damn it.
she was at, for those you don't, Jen Hast is not, she's 5'4",
Maybe.
and she's slim.
Yeah.
And fit. And the only gun Jim ever sold, he bought one of the FN Tactical 45s, referred to as a tactical toaster. It's about the size of a Wheaties box. And Jim didn't like it.
No.
Jim got a case of the ass at it. It's a double stack 45. And here's
I
little
got a case of the ass at it because of friggin' decocker. I hate decockers.
little Jen Hask glommed onto that and bought it from him. So she's running around the NRA annual meeting, talking to folks and taking pictures. And she's got a press tag on because she was running her blog at the time. And she got to FN and she was telling them how much she liked their stuff. And they're like, yes, Jen is slim, pretty, and it's like, yes, sure, little lady. She says, I'm carrying one now. And they said, oh, a little more attention. Oh, what are you carrying? And she showed them that tactical toaster. And all of a sudden, everything changed. They wanted to know everything.
Oh, yes. The reason it was called a tactical toaster,
It's huge.
it's a large pistol for those that have never seen one.
Yeah, a double stack.
It's a double stack 45. Or, no, it's actually a 9mm.
Nope, 45.
That one's 45. Yeah, that's right. That one's 45.
Because Jen does like 9mm.
Yeah. But that friggin' decocker, because I grew up 1911s, and it's automatic, come up and sweep hard to get that safety off.
Park your thumb on the safety.
1911s and Browning high powers.
So he'd park his thumb on the decocker and have
Yeah.
a double action pull every damn time.
So that one went away. It's like, Jen, you want this piece of shit? She goes, sure.
And she's wearing it at the NRA convention.
Yeah.
It's like, well, little lady, what are you carrying? Tactical.
But it weighed more than her toaster, so it became the tactical toaster.
And all of a sudden, they were very interested in what she had to say.
Yeah.
Said, "You carry that often? Every day? Come see your engineer."
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly, John. And also, if I'm expecting a single action pull, I do not want a friggin' double action pull. Yeah, Jesse, that's about the truth. My youngest daughter, who's 5'2", likes the 40 cal more than the 9.
well, little bitty Mona Lisa Foster.
Yeah.
Snickers at my 9 mils because she's usually got a 1911 45
Yeah.
on her. Yeah, it's, Jen carries a double stack 45. Mona Lisa carries a single stack.
Yeah.
Hell, Rita loves her 45 Colt.
Yeah.
Smith & Wesson revolver. Like, darling. Nope, I like this one. Okay.
Every revolver you had.
I had, yeah. Every time I go look in the gun safe, I'm missing a revolver. Baby, where'd you put the 357? Which one? Shit. Both of them. Go, they're in the car. Okay.
One's in the car, one's in her purse.
Her purse goes bunk. when she-
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, Larry and Laurel Hamilton at Dragon Con doing a panel with Jonathan Brazy. Oh, that had to be fun.
We did a panel at Pecan with, was
Yeah.
it Pecan or FinCon with Larry?
FinCon.
FinCon with Larry on guns. And we had Chuck Gannon and
Me, you, Chuck Gannon, Alex Wakel, Larry, and Larry.
And that was a hellacious panel. Went places they weren't expecting.
Yeah.
As our panels usually do.
Oh, my mother carried a 41 Magnum Derringer for years, 41 Remington Derringer,
Ugh.
until the recoil finally got a little too much for her. My mother was 5'2", so she brought a Colt Agent 38. Carried that till the day she died. And it was always in her purse. And it was, you're right, it was, come in, the women would come in, set the purses down, every one of them would go, boom.
Clunk.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe that on intermediate steps to conflict resolution.
Yeah.
So I bought Rita some pepper spray. Only 2 pepper sprays I recommend: Saber Red and Palm.
Yeah.
So I bought her some Palm, and she put it in her purse. And that poor thing has never seen the light of day. It's under. She'll never be able to find it. It's under the 357.
Yeah.
The 357s come out more than the pepper spray has.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only recommend 2 pepper sprays for people to use. Most people talk about failures of pepper spray. Pepper spray failures come in 2 varieties. The first variety is you hit somebody that's been exposed to it so often that he knows how to fight through it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with the current day policy of pepper spraying everybody that gets stupid in jails, most of your long-term idiots are used to pepper spray. And if you can teach a cop to fight through pepper spray, and we teach every one of them, every jailer, every detention officer, every prison guard, every peace officer learns how to fight through pepper spray.
Yeah.
So if they can do it, the critters can too, and they do. The second issue is getting a crappy formulation. Pepper spray can be iffy in quality control.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fox Labs is terrible at quality control. When Fox Labs is hot, it's hot, but quality control is at best. I've been qualified on Fox Labs, Saber, Punch, DefTech, and no. Go with Palm or Saber Red. Don't go with anything else. DefTech is not as bad as Fox Labs, but they don't do in-house testing. Saber does in-house testing. They test every batch for SHU level. So you know what you're getting out of Saber. Fox Labs doesn't test. They test once a year. So you have no idea what they're getting.
John, why would you run 38 special and plus P in a 357? Why not just run a straight 357? That's what I do. The only thing, and in my 38s, I run wad cutters.
Yeah. Rita, I put 38s in Rita's 357, mainly because that little pocket rocket is, if I've got one of my big steel 3 inches, I run 357 in it. If it's her air weight, inch and a half barreled 442, no, 38's going there. No,
Jay Grazio and the Minute of Berm.
Oh God,
with a snubby 357 air weight. No. He is the only one that I've ever seen get through all 5.
Because his pride got involved.
His pride got involved, and he hit the berm 3 out of 5.
I pulled the trigger thing once.
Yeah.
I launched a basketball-sized ball of fire downrange, went, and handed it back to him. I'm guy cut my teeth on 4-inch 357s.
Yeah.
That little bastard. There's a Scandium.
Yeah.
It's
Scandium frame.
It's the lightest pistol that Smith & Wesson makes.
Yeah.
It's got a Scandium titanium frame. It's about as light as Lady's handkerchief. And he's running full bore 357s out of it.
Oh, Dagamore, that has to be fun. Ruger 10 mil wheel gun and matches.
Oh, yeah. Smith & Wesson 610 is a damn decent revolver.
Yeah.
And if you're using moon clips, especially if you run in 40 Smith and Wesson, that's a quick reload. I ran a
Yeah, yeah, Sean. That's true. That was in my jokes that I sent out yesterday. A soldier who survives mustard gas and pepper spray is a seasoned veteran.
no kidding.
Yeah.
Actually, a Smith & Wesson Performance Center 646 I carried for a little bit
Yeah.
on patrol. When the 40 Smith & Wesson was the new hotness, I was working for a sheriff that decided he was always in on the latest and greatest, cutting edge,
Ugh.
and he demanded that I go from 9mm to 40. You work here, you're gonna need a 40 caliber. And I knew a guy that had just gone through a divorce and was selling off his guns. He had a 4-inch Performance Center 646, which is a 40 Smith & Wesson revolver, and I bought it for him for cheap. And I showed up, and the sheriff said, "Where's your 40?" I said, "Right here, Sheriff." "That's not a semi-auto. That's not what you
Yeah.
stated." And I carried that for about 6 months. It's a good little pistol. I
Yeah.
liked it. It's a L frame, 6-shot L frame Smith & Wesson. A damn decent little pistol.
Yeah, Nancy, everybody carrying the same thing does have its advantages.
Yeah.
Because you've always got backup ammo either way.
Yeah.
And there's not a thing in the world wrong with that.
I have couples and families carrying the same ammo. That is great. Agencies demanding everybody carry the same ammo or same pistol is dumb.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Let me explain why.
Yeah.
Most officers these days have a magazine, a pistol, and 2 or 3 on the belt. Call it 15 rounds per magazine. So we're looking at 45 rounds minimum.
Yeah.
All right. So sheriff told me everybody needed to carry Glock 17s so that if you ran out of ammo, you could borrow somebody else's magazines. My response was, if I've had 45 rounds and I still missed the critter, I don't need 46. Why waste 46? If that schmuck can't hit the bad guy in 45 rounds of ammo, he's better off doing something else. Not one of my more popular viewpoints, but there you go.
I remember Bill when he was chief of detectives over Texarkana. They got a situation where they had a call out on an armed robbery in progress at the bowling alley, which was odd. And they got there in time to see the perp run out the front door like an idiot and run up toward state line with a wall behind him. And of course, he's not halting, and he's trying to plink at them with, I think, a 22. And they're going, okay. And they were shooting Winchester Ranger,
Okay.
supposedly 357.
Okay.
And they're bang, 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 and the sumbitch is still running. And he turns around to take one last shot at him and runs out the street and gets zapped. So, yeah, they go drag his ass over the sidewalk,
Speed bump.
and he had on a thick leather jacket.
That's bad QC on Winchester's part.
One round actually got to his body.
That's bad QC.
The next day, the entire department's turning in all their Winchester Ranger
That is
ammo.
bad quality control on Rangers' part, on Winchester's part.
And old man Abel, who had the pawn shop down the street, sold every bit of Spear Gold Dot he had in the store.
Yep.
That was a lesson in ordering from the cheapest provider.
When I was admin off the street, when I was investigations admin, I'd carry a Glock 19 magazine in and one magazine on my belt. I used to catch hell for that. You need at least 2 magazines on the belt, if not 3. Nope. The first magazine is solve the problem. The second magazine lets me get to somewhere with a rifle or a shotgun, and then we'll solve the problem.
Yeah. Yes.
Just saying.
Super soaker won't be blessed just the holy water. Yeah.
Speaking of Moss Ayub, guys, if you want to
Yes.
take the Mag 40, 2040, or 180 class, do it now.
Yeah, Mass is not going to be teaching much longer.
If you want to take the mag classes, do it now. Because I don't think if you don't do it now, you'll never do it.
Yeah, Black Talon, Dagamore, the Black Talon ammo was actually a lot better. The Winchester Ranger ammo,
It's supposed to be the same thing. It's not.
it's not. It never was. Winchester's had their ups and downs.
Yeah, their quality control has sucked in the past.
Yeah.
Sir Brass, age or health with regard to Moss Ian? Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah, Moss is in his 70s.
His the last class he taught, he never touched a Rolling Rock.
Yeah.
And if you know Moss Ayub, that should scare the shit out of you.
Yep. But
He never opened a Rolling Rock.
Yeah.
And they special ordered for him, and he didn't
Yeah.
touch one of them.
but the other one is Remington.
Remington's had some ups and downs.
Remington had a run of soft primers.
They had a run of no powder in the
And,
cases too.
Yeah, they had a run of no powder. And we tried, this was years ago, because a lot of it was made there in Lone Oak, Arkansas. So we actually tried to go up to Lone Oak to get a tour of the factory. They would not let us in the door. But they never put out any ballistics data for any of their pistol ammo.
When the Golden Saber first came out, that Brax jacketed hollow point
Yeah.
they did a 125 grain medium velocity load that was the bee's knees for snubby revolvers.
Yeah.
That 357 Golden Saber medium velocity was great.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff. And it quality control lasted about a year after they came
Yeah.
out Golden Saber. Then they got sold.
Yeah.
Remington was sold. It got sold to one of these investment companies that dumps all of their debt onto one company and lets the company sink
Yeah.
and runs away with record profits. And Remington was the company they dumped all their debts into.
Yeah.
Well, when they did, quality control took a nosedive, and you couldn't. Golden Saber, when it was properly loaded, it was great, but you couldn't guarantee you had proper loading on it.
Yeah, I mostly spear gold out and some Hornady critical response. Anyway, folks, we've wasted another hour of your time.
Oh, we have. Boy, we were all over the map again.
No food for a change.
We did not go to food. That's damn.
So anyway, folks, thank you for sticking with us.
And Matt Skaggs just showed up.
At the 11th hour and 59th minute and 59 seconds.
Actually, at the 12th hour and 2 minutes. Y'all be safe, guys.
And I thank y'all, too, for your knowledge.
And friggin' chat.
The chat is hilarious. The chat actually kind of stayed tied to us today, or we
More or
stayed
less.
tied to it.
Kind of odd.
Normally it's like off on its own adventure.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, but honestly, I think this is a chat channel with two idiots talking in the background.
Yeah, that's about right.
We'll be
Anyway,
back Thursday, guys.
yeah. Take care of yourselves. Remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff.
Be
We'll
safe.
see you later. Bye-bye.
Justify the moon ferrets.